Ladies and gentlemen, boys and fuck boys, we gone. We gone home.
Not as gone as Rob Kardashian, but we gone.
We are not as gone as Rob Kardashian airing out all of his dirty laundry.
What the fuck happened with that? I just got a whole bunch of messages in a group chat that I'm like, I don't even know what's going on right now. Or I just like
that was like a porno facial. You gotta see that coming, bro. Like, I mean, Black China. I don't know what to say. Like, salute to her for playing her hand right, or just airing her out because she's just trashy. You know, I like the fact that he aired it all out. I do. Like, I think it's.
But what did he
like,
air out?
Yeah, she didn't air out nothing unknown, but like it was just weird. Like,
he said that he was like, I saw something. He said like T.I. paid her to have a threesome with him. I was like, why is that an insult? That's an
I didn't even get into those details.
That's an insult? Like, dude, yeah, I did. Don't worry about it. Well, I don't know. You should have been.
The thing that I feel like people are adults though at this point. Like, it's like you can't do anything like people are like shocked by anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
all right, let me pose this question: when his mother sees that, do you think she's upset? Or do you
Which
think
mom?
she's Rob's mom?
Oh, she's thinking about how do I
Do you
flip
think
this
she's
and
upset,
make money?
or you think?
How's she making money off
How's she
this?
gonna make money off this?
Of course.
Well, how are we gonna put this in the next reality show?
How are we gonna flip this?
Exactly.
How are we gonna flip this?
They already got the PR team working.
That's it.
They have to.
I feel like that kid's a lost cause. Like,
I mean,
But then the other.
he's got enough money to. He's all right if he's a lost cause. Wear your socks and you know do whatever you do.
The other caveat is that he could be brought up on charges of revenge porn because that's a crime now.
He ain't nothing happened to him. He's fine.
Nah,
he's good.
She'll go after him. She probably will.
All
defamation. She might.
But she was.
How is it defamation if it's true though? I know revenge porn like you said, and then just to put defamation, I guess to put nudity and stuff like that.
Well, because you're assassinating someone's character.
Yeah, you're not lying.
You're fucking up their future endeavors and
fucking up their money.
Yeah, exactly. But she could be. She did the same thing. Did she not? Like, what was she saying? I really don't know what the fuck. Why this?
I don't know how it started. My timeline just started blowing up with
what this is.
Like, I feel like the turnaround time from when something happens in entertainment to when it turns into a meme is like now it's down to like 2 seconds.
It's down to like 15 seconds.
Yeah, because like now it's at the point where it's almost people are over it before I've even discovered what the fuck it is.
Yeah,
I feel like people are gonna be over this tomorrow.
This is so easy to be over with though because it's too fucking. It's just two reality TV show people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who are these people?
Especially the most used and abused family in all reality.
Used and abused.
But the thing that was funny to me is when you check the guys that she was hooking up with and whatever, like, I clicked on two of them, the two that he kept, airing out. And it's literally like they're male Instagram hoes. Like, they're famous. Just, like, this one kid's. Like, one of the kids was like a Chris Brown lookalike, just tatted, and all their pictures on Instagram are mad crisp, like they're shot on like a nice camera. And the other kid, I'm like, who are these kids? They look like rappers, they look like athletes, but in reality, they're nobody. And one kid literally kept taking pictures in front of different vehicles, like sitting on a Ferrari, sitting in a Bentley, and was like, yo, Bentley today, but not driving it.
Right, it's
and
not
like,
his.
yo, we can tell you are a fraud from a million miles away, bro. I don't know who you are, like taking pictures in a helicopter, like just bird shit.
Yeah.
Literally bird shit.
But do you know what the crazy thing is that they're kids, whatever his age, that are hype off of shit like that.
And he made himself popular enough to fuck China, right? Yeah. I mean, let's talk, and we're talking about him right now.
Yeah.
I mean, does anyone really think China's all that hot?
No.
Because I don't.
Okay. She got fake booty.
She got fake butt, probably a fake face.
We talked about this. We talked about this. I can't do fake booties. Can't do them.
I mean, there's a limit. There's a limit. Like a fake booty is it could be nice, but as soon as you enter Looney Tune cartoon land,
yeah,
you could fuck with a chick with collagen in her lips and all of that. The Kylie Jenner lips, duck lips.
Yeah, probably,
man. Yeah, I could tell.
We're just gonna be so normal. Like, our kids are gonna be so. It's gonna be nothing to them.
I know.
Now I get why I'm gonna be the old cranky dad. Now I get it. Because I'm going to be like, y'all are crazy.
I mean, like this plastic surgery shit is getting out of hand.
It is.
And, like what's next?
Shout out to Kim for making thick girls like a thing again, though.
But was she ever? She had a
She's
fat
thick.
ass.
She's thick. Nah, if she was like growing up in the '90s, like all those. Think about like Paris Hilton, all those girls that were popping. Nicole Richie. I'm like, yo, these girls are fucking ugly. Why do they have a show? Why do we care about you?
Definitely.
Like, Kim's like, Kim is Kim, but at least there's a reason to stare at the television for 10 seconds and be like,
On mute. On
Right?
mute.
Oh man, when she first before she started talking, I was like, oh, she's cool, and then she started talking. I was like, oh, you're still kind of cool. And then I realized she's an idiot.
nah.
In a way. Nah.
Well, I think they're smart
business-wise,
the way they. I just don't think they they just don't care. Like everything is just for entertainment purposes. Their whole life is entertainment.
Yeah.
Like they have no downtime.
Well,
like,
at least
can't do
Kim got
shit.
to grow up like somewhat normal. I'm sure her life wasn't that normal, but as opposed to Kylie, like the woman's literally not gonna know what life is.
She was on TV.
She's gonna live a distorted reality her entire existence on this earth, which is fucking scary.
Yeah, unless somehow her fame falls off, but I just don't see that happening.
It would have to, but she'll still.
It's
She's
just
at
the
the
way
point.
people
She's
are.
so popping right now.
Yeah.
Even when she's in her 40s, people are gonna be like, even if still look at her, even if she falls far off, people are like, oh, remember when you were popping type
Yeah.
shit. Like that's gonna. She's done. Like,
It's crazy to think about how people are famous for absolutely nothing. Like you look good, okay, you're famous.
But the
Or
thing
you-
is,
you know,
we have these generation of kids that are growing up with them that, again, we're the old dudes, like, to a lot of this shit in a way. And it's just like, we'll say, oh, she's over, it's trash. But there are 20-year-olds that just love this shit
I have
and will
no
support her.
Yeah, I have no problem with these people at all. Like I don't hate him. I don't hate them or like I just don't pay attention to them. Other than looking at Instagram and shit.
yo, it's
But that's
crazy. Like, even my girl buys all the Kylie lip kits, and the other day, all right, I get that. She came out with something which I hear is pretty good of a product, but then she bought the sandals the other day. I'm like, yo, what? What? Hold on.
Kylie Sanders? Sandals?
Sandals.
Kylie Sanders.
Kylie Sanders.
Kyrie Irving?
She'll probably marry someone and be Kyrie Sanders one day. Yeah, but I'm like, yo, why are you supporting this? Why? Do you like her that much?
Yeah.
Well, not even I support her. I mean, she almost wouldn't even own up to it.
It's like brand washing.
You took the words out of my mouth. Dude, yeah, that's what it is. It's like they don't even know why they're supporting it.
Yeah.
They don't even know why. I mean, it's a little different than Diddy when he came out with Ciroc. You know what I mean? That's a real
alcohol.
achievement. Yeah, that's a real achievement. To me anyway. But to come out with some fucking sandals, no one. Did anyone support Jay-Z's sneaker?
And the S. Carter.
Yeah.
That shit was whack though.
Yeah.
But I feel like
That's how they make that's how they make a lot of their money though.
when it comes down to Nike, we wear Nike because it says Nike, but the quality is still good and it still looks hot.
Yeah.
And Polo, we wear Polo because Polo, but whereas you're buying someone's thing, their sandals, it's it's more of a conscious decision to support that person.
It's probably an impulse buy too.
Yeah.
Impulse buys are huge, bro. That you ever leave the gas station or a sporting goods store, any store really. They have all that fucking shit that's in the front. That's right
by the register.
It's $10 for this.
Bro, I probably thrown
I don't even know I need this.
in my lifetime.
The worst is the line in Marshalls, the way it wraps around and they have the whole aisle of while you're waiting in line of little crap you could buy.
Oh, bro, if
Yeah.
you go to Home Goods, it's a whole
same
nother
shit.
store while you're online.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bro, what is this?
Best Buys like that.
It's like headphones,
That's where you get Home
chargers.
Goods.
You leave Best Buy, there's a fucking
Yeah,
HD
yeah,
TV.
Best Buy does that
There's
shit
an
too.
HD TV stand
Yeah.
right next
Right.
to the fucking register.
On sale,
damn,
sale,
I
sale.
might have to
Yeah.
get this HD TV.
You
right
walk
now.
in. Yeah.
What the fuck? I didn't even know I wanted this shit.
Yeah.
But it's just impulse buy shit.
Hell
It's
yeah.
smart. It's smart shit. Cause think about it, TV views are going down because of the internet, because of your phone.
Yeah.
So they have to make, like, they have, like, that Kim emoji app. Like, they have their own emojis.
They made mad money off of that.
That's
They
what
made,
I'm
like,
saying.
Millions of
That's what I'm
dollars
saying.
off
You
that
might as well
shit.
take advantage of that shit because people are going to buy it.
And she promotes, like, when I check Kim Kardashian shit, if you check her stories, a lot of it's just her pushing her own shit. So shout out to her for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I'm sure she's moving so much of it. But, yo, the Jay-Z album. I don't want to waste any more time on the Kardashians.
Ho. All right. So as the one person in this room who hasn't heard it yet,
Yeah.
shout the title.
Shout to Jay.
Shout out to Apple Music.
Yeah, facts.
What are your, like?
So you haven't heard it at all?
Nah, I've heard, like, I haven't even heard a full song. I don't think.
You haven't?
No, I've heard, like, parts of songs.
It was good, man. Honestly, it made me feel good to be like a hip hop fan again. I don't know. I haven't really been looking forward to that much.
I saw your
I
post.
really
You were
was.
like, "Oh, another Jay-Z album. I guess we all got to listen to it." And then,
Yeah.
like, whatever, a day later, you're like,
And I
"Oh,
used-
this is the truth."
Yo, I got excited for Jay-Z albums. Every single album he dropped, I was excited for. Except for some reason, like the last one didn't have that impact on me for whatever reason. I was just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to it eventually. I'll get to it when I get to it, type shit. Whereas I used to go buy them all on the day that they dropped.
Yeah.
Like I remember getting the Blueprint for Christmas when I was in 8th grade.
Right.
That shit dropped on 9/11.
Yeah.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Fab's album dropped the same day.
That shit was
Ghetto Fabulous.
hell yeah. I remember that shit.
I got
dropped.
both of them. I remember that.
I got both of those for Christmas too. Those
Yeah.
two albums I got
got-
for Christmas.
yeah.
Still fucking
I didn't
two
get. I don't
classic
remember when I
albums.
got them, but I got them around that time. Yeah.
I got Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style on Christmas.
That's such
That's
a
a
classic.
fucking great
Blasting gin and juice on Christmas morning. That was
That's such a classic.
That's
But,
a great vibe.
so you have title?
Nah, I don't.
So how did you?
I got the internet, bro.
You got
Shout
the
out to
internet.
man. I got internet.
So yeah, so like I saw that it was coming out because on the low, like there was not a lot of marketing leading up to the whole album being
Yeah.
dropped. Period.
He
So,
doesn't
like-
have to.
I know he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
But
There was on that for like the NBA though, right?
He did put a
Yeah.
billboard up in Times Square too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But there wasn't like mass marketing. I didn't feel, and I've had title for a little while or whatever, so I knew I was obviously going to be able to listen to it there. And I posted, to me this album, to me it's his most complete album as a rapper, in the sense of, you know, we've all heard his maturation process, even with
Yeah.
like, you know, things from like, you know, Reasonable Doubt to like Big Papi to Change Clothes and all of that shit. But he's always kind of stayed in this lane of kind of being an egotistical, self-centered businessman about himself.
Yeah.
And this is the first album where he's actually
Very
realizing.
conscious. It was
Yeah, he's being very he's very aware of who he is, his place, where he's in relationship to his kid.
he showed a little
his
vulnerability,
family.
which is always, I think, an artist has to have that. trait.
Has to. Talked about his mom.
You have to speak to people, man. You have to, like, when you're a billionaire, you can't relate to people, and like Hov still finds the perfect way to relate to people on this.
Yo, he still used
He said
styles.
so many bars on that shit where I was just like, yo, Hov is Hov, man.
Hov is
the
still
guy.
Hov. Like he still got it.
You think this
What
is
he
his
say
best
about-
album of all time?
Yo,
It's fucking close. As far
and
as
I don't
want to
say that because you're gonna listen to it like this is Jay's best album, and
You're
you're
right. You're
not
not
gonna feel
gonna
that way.
see. Yeah.
But when you listen to it, the more I listen to that shit, I'm like, the way it fits his catalog and the things he said on it was like icing on the cake of his whole career.
Exactly. Everything came full
It
circle.
like it all made sense to me. It was like that's why I posted a status on Facebook. I was like, Jay-Z didn't need this album, but Jay-Z needed this album.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's already proved so much. You're already one of the best rappers of all time that could ever live. But for just the icing on your own
Like to me,
catalog,
to me, like Tupac is my favorite.
Me too.
And my one thing about Jay-Z, because I think lyrically, obviously Jay-Z is way better than Tupac. But the thing about Jay-Z is he'll never speak upon things like from a cultural standpoint.
Yeah.
And this, he finally stepped in that lane, stepped in those shoes. And if he continues stuff like this, and not just musically, but, you know, he does it culturally. He does it with his business moves and empowering people. You know, he is the greatest all-around rapper of all time, to me.
Right.
You know, because of his lyrical prowess and his social consciousness. Because to
And
me, that's what hip hop and
longevity.
rap is, and longevity.
What's like standout tracks and or bars that you guys were like that's sparking these comments right now? Because I really want to listen to this shit. I feel like I'm on
Kill
Twitter the day it
Jay-Z.
opened.
The opening track, Kill Jay-Z, where he's like just getting at everyone, saying like, you know, y'all don't think I can do this, but I'm doing it anyway. But no, Story of OJ is great. 444 is great. Marcy Me, Bam,
Marcy Me was so tough.
Moonlight.
Moonlight's tough. My shit is Smile. I like the ones that I thought was tough was Smile. Damn, I got to go through it and pull it up. But it's because Jay has the influence. And I always used to say this, like sometimes Jay would, you know, kind of touch on things but not fully dive in. You know what I mean? And not to say like he fully dove, like, but he pretty much fully dove into a lot of things. And I always used to say like Eminem and Jay-Z, they have so much influence. You know what I mean? It's just like you almost want a little more sometimes, just because you know what they're capable of and you know what they know. You know they're aware of all this stuff, and you know that they have perspective that only they can give, and they like live some of this shit that we just think and wonder about, and probably is shaking hands with, you know, the uppermost people where only you can tell us about it and stuff like that. But
I feel like there's a book from like the 70s. It's called the Spook Who Sat by the Door, and it's about a black dude that grew up in the hood of Chicago in the 70s, and he was really smart, and he went to he went through the political system, and he ended up he wasn't the president, but he got in the White House. And anyway, long story short, he used his knowledge and influence to go back to the ghettos of Chicago and empower them, and start like a cultural revolution. Like that's what I feel like Jay-Z is in that position. Like he has played the game, but he stayed himself the whole way. But he's played the game so much where he's now in positions that like he gets advice from Warren Buffett.
Right.
Warren Buffett is his mentor. You know what I mean? He's going to be in positions to empower youth in underserved communities for generations. He himself has the power to create generational wealth and stuff like that within communities. So for him to do that, to be in this unique position, I feel like it's almost like him saying, "Ha! I made it. Now I'm going to let you guys know in on it, and this is what we need to do. And I've gotten so far in my career, like they can't stop me. You know, what are they going to do? Kill me?
right.
If they did, y'all would know what's up, you know." And, you know, as far as going back to what you were asking, Frank, as far as what lines, one of the most powerful lines, couple powerful lines that he was saying was, you know, what's more important than, you know, blowing a bunch of money in a strip club? It's credit. And it wasn't like he was rapping it in his typical Jay-Z way. He was literally just speaking.
He was just saying some things, bro. Like, even when he said these bars, I could have bought a place in Dumbo before it was Dumbo for like $2 million. That same building today is worth $25 million. Guess how I'm feeling? Dumbo. But like he just said it.
He just said it.
And it's just, and he's like, financial freedom, my only hope. Fuck living rich and dying broke. I bought some artwork for like $1 million. 2 years later, that shit worth $2 million. A few years later, that shit worth $8 million. I can't wait to give this shit to my children. Like, it's all about buying things that appreciate in value instead of depreciating in value.
Exactly. The cars, the chains, all that shit, the strip club.
Especially when it comes to inner city stuff, and also and directly like inner city black families. It's like, even if you do make some money, like unless you sacrifice to get that to the next generation, then it's like they're just still gonna have the same battle to fight. You know what I mean? Because it's obviously my grandfather came here, basically had nothing, had six kids. My father grew up in the projects with 6 kids, and it's like each, you know, obviously all the other cultures had to overcome more, but I'm just saying that's the mold of it. Like each generation has to sacrifice, and it's just like for him to say that, I feel like he's got so much influence that it just.
How much power? What do you think that's gonna do to like the kids that are listening to?
It's gonna take a
Molly,
little
I'm
while.
sweating and all this other type shit. Because the
take
drug culture, culture in music,
Yeah.
specifically hip hop, is big now. It's huge.
Right.
Like you almost have to be an addict to be popping.
Yo.
No, it's real talk.
Like real though. Like either whether it's lean or it's these fucking pills.
Yeah.
you know,
And
Molly, whatever
and
the
that's
fuck
important.
it is.
Yo, some kid sent me records. Someone I know. I'm not gonna mention his name, but like, they were pretty cool. But then some of the records he was talking about doing pills and whatnot. And then I just sent it back in an email. I'm like, yo, were you doing pills when you wrote this? Like, I'm just like inquiring. Like, yo, like that's cool, but that's not cool. Like, let me know.
Right,
like, you know what I mean? If that's where you at.
Like,
in your
you
life.
almost concerned about him. Like, yo,
Exactly.
you like doing this shit? Because like this shit ain't cool, bro,
Right.
at all. Why? Like, that's a whole. Let's talk about Jay-Z.
But I
That's a
think,
whole
but going back to your question, I think it's going to take a while. It's not just going to be this one album. I mean, Jay himself is responsible for over the course of multiple albums, molding the culture to believe that the right way or the image of success is a lot of women.
Big pimping.
Is essentially big pimping. So it's going to take a while, and hopefully this just sparks more artists, younger artists, to do more music like this. Because I think you're right. I don't think the drug culture.
Well, that's
music is
that's
gonna
what I'm
go
getting
away.
at. Do you think it's gonna spark younger artists who are
It's
coming
not-
up to
yo,
be
listen,
like,
dumb
yo,
people-
like it is not
the people
cool.
that are doing drugs and the people that are just hooked on that music, it's a rap. But the reason this is so important because people that already have, you know, their mind open in a sense, he's just planting seeds for that shit for them to look into things. You know what I mean? And that happens early. Think about how much hip hop has influenced our lives, like just from what rappers said to us when we were like 15.
Yeah.
Like we weren't like dumb kids. Kids that were dumb didn't listen to music we listened to anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like they were lost. They were gonna be lost anyway. But just little gems all the time. I would just look up, who's this person? What is that person? What does
Right.
that mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, like you said, for the people that are already paying attention, it just elevates them to a whole nother level of consciousness. I mean, when I listened to it, I posted, my atoms were on fire.
Yeah,
like
I
I was
saw
just
you- I
like
saw you say that.
buzzing off
Yeah.
of this shit
Yeah.
because I was like, you know, it's nothing that I didn't know, but it's confirmation from the person that's in that position, that's
Right.
actually there. I mean, it's totally different than having someone talk about what it could be like. Maybe like, no, he's essentially come from nothing, become a billionaire, and it's unreal. It's unreal.
And also just talking about the value of Beyonce and the value of what it is to be a family and a father.
Right.
And like, he basically came out and said, yeah, I fucked up with Beyonce, like I cheated on her and shit like that. But
I heard that Benet line.
But just saying
like
that-
Halle
Yeah.
Berry's husband.
Can't
But I
go
guess he
for
didn't
it.
wild out and take it that far, you know, or who knows the inner workings of their relationship. But at the end of the day, he shows how he was humbled by that, you know what I mean, and how that really meant a lot to him, and what his kids would have thought of him had shit not worked out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that shit is like, he just put a lot out there for people to think about, and even for the funny cultural shit, the social shit, the social media shit, he took a lot of shots at people on Instagram. That shit was great. But I love the Pac line he had in that shit when he's like reference
About
how
the nose
Pac was
ring?
talking with nose rings.
I didn't get that.
Because all these new kids wearing nose rings and shit.
Oh, okay.
Like, yo, that
okay.
shit is not brand new.
Gotcha.
And the way he referenced, like, Pac wearing nose rings and shit. Like,
Right,
he's
right.
basically saying this shit just coming in cycles. This shit ain't brand new to nobody. Like, he's lived
True.
there to see that whole shit cycle around.
That's
to
true.
Where nose rings are now becoming almost in again.
That's true. That's true. And that's what I love about it is because he has that perspective of being, you know, rapping since late 80s,
Yeah.
early 90s to still having the #1 album out.
Yeah.
That's no one else can do that right now.
Nah, nobody.
Yeah,
50 can't do it. 50's not going to come back out with a
50 never, like, you never grew with 50 after the third album. You didn't grow with him. And, like, he didn't grow.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why
Right.
Jay's whole career was so dope. That's why I was so excited for every single album. Because, I mean, he just kept growing as a mogul and as, you know, dating Beyonce, doing this, doing that.
But you still felt he treasured the art of rapping.
He did, too, but you also got to hear what was new in his life.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
What about Eminem? Like, because you said like Eminem before, like obviously he has like a big hold on like pop culture, but
He still does.
do you think like what about
After
an album
hearing
like
this-
this coming from him?
After hearing this album
'Cause
from
I don't think
Jay,
we'll ever
M
get it.
needs
When
M
the-
needs 2 more classics to compete, bro.
Do you
Two more
need
albums.
two more classic albums.
Yeah.
He needs
to
to
compete with
Jay.
Jay.
Hove's the best.
Hove is the best.
He's the best.
He's the best.
Yo, but I'm talking like
overall.
M needs to put out an album again. He needs to have one album where he's just having fun and just rapping over like classic beats, not caring, not doing funny shit.
Yeah.
Just like he needs one album like that, and he needs another album where he's just really being conscious about where he is in his life, and not on some angry shit. Because he gave us that when he overcame all the drugs, and that was dope. But I think just to like, wrap it up and put his final thoughts on his career and shit, and just say. And
is he
reflect
done
on
with music?
I feel like he has so many stories to tell. Like he should tell some more stories. Like he should really let us in a little more, even though he gave us so much.
Do
like,
more songs like
everything.
White America.
Yeah, that song was fucking
that
crazy.
shit was crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just he does have that.
He does.
He can speak on social
I don't want to
shit
overlook
more.
his catalog, man, because it's so fucking deep.
Yeah,
It is.
I just feel like
sometimes
after
I sleep on how deep he is.
Yeah, it just stopped at some point.
Yeah.
Obviously, he
pills.
had
Talk about pills. He was
obviously
all hooked up on it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he went through that, but
I don't know. I just like Marshall Mathers LP too.
I didn't even hear
I
it.
listened through it once.
I did not hear it.
But you see what I'm saying? Like,
I did not hear it. I heard songs off it, and based off the songs that I heard, I was like, I don't want to hear it.
exactly.
Even the song he did with like Kendrick, I was like, holy shit, he got Kendrick on his album. Like that's, like I'm really looking forward to that.
I forgot Kendrick was on the fucking album.
And I heard the song, and I was like, I don't like what.
It was confusing.
By the way, this is one of my favorite Jay-Z beats.
This shit is stupid.
I fucking love this beat.
This one right here.
And the piano comes in.
It was stupid.
And then he's got a big concert coming up at City Field. Of course, he's got Made in America, but he's got another one with like Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yo, it's the most diverse lineup. I gotta look it up.
Yo, and this also someone pointed this out to me. Who said, yo, Jay, I thought the radios just did this to show love, but I think Jay buys out the radio stations. Like when he drops his album.
Yeah.
Like think about it. Like we're like, oh no, he did no marketing, but at the same time, he put a billboard in Times Square, and on the weekend that his shit drops, they're playing nothing but Jay-Z that whole weekend. You gotta have deep pockets to do that shit. And he knows the money's gonna come back, so it's a good investment.
But he also has like serious pull with all like the people.
Yeah, relationships. They know it.
His relationships is like.
I'm sure they're doing that for the love, especially here in New York.
That's what I'm saying, especially New York.
But Young Buck said something about it. Like it was even spinning on stations down there.
They were playing the whole album.
He was like, "Yo, my album just dropped, Jay. Damn, let us live too. Like, let's eat too."
Yeah, but in reality, like Young Buck, like
nah,
he's a good dude, but
shout out to Young Buck,
but it's Hov, bro. Like you should have known. Like, nah, I'm not fucking dropping the same shit.
Yeah.
So yo, this is it's the Meadows Music and Art Festival. Jay-Z, Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Gorillas, Future, Nas, Bass Nectar, Weezer, Run the Jewels, LL Cool J, MIA, Erykah Badu, Foster the People, Migos, Action Bronson.
Oh God.
TV on the radio, City Field.
When is this?
This is September.
Oh, we out.
Like
oh God, that's a 3-day thing,
it's
right?
It's a 3-day pass, like $300, $400.
Oh shit,
that's not that bad.
I'm about to go. That's it. It's a wrap.
I'll go.
I'm definitely going to that shit. Yo, you see how smart Hov is? He did this shit with Made in America. I went to Made in America last year for the first time ever.
How was it?
That shit was dope.
It was dope.
It was dope.
A lot of people shit on it though.
It's like 3-4 years old, right? 4, something like that.
That shit was crazy. Just because you have ASAP Ferg, Jay
Joey
Electronica,
Ghostface Killer.
He had everyone there, but then he also had like
Big
Coldplay.
Boy.
Yeah, yo, Jay is so smart. Like Coldplay, yo, Red Hot Chili Peppers, bro.
Yeah.
We're talking about one of the most classic groups of rock, but also talking about, look at that lineup. Every person in America wants to go to that lineup because you're a fan of someone.
There's
on that shit.
something for everybody.
Exactly. That's why it's so brilliant.
But that's just the way music is nowadays too. Especially entertainment, because entertainment.
That's how music should have been. They should have been throwing festivals like this, because music brings people together like nothing else does in the world.
Yeah, it really. It does.
De La Soul, 21 Savage, Big Boy. Yo, this shit is gonna be ridiculous.
Big Boy.
Is it Action Bronson was on that shit too?
Yeah, Action Bronson, Joey Badass.
Big Boy.
Joey
Speaking
Badass.
of, man, what about an Outkast album, man?
That ain't happening.
Don't ruin dreams.
This Jay-Z shit got me so optimistic about being a music fan.
Right?
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I do feel like there's a lot of people probably went back to the studio after hearing this shit.
I'm still mad.
I'm glad because this past month I've really been locking in again. like really been locking in, been in the studio a lot, and this shit just hit me at the right time. Where I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, yo, nothing gets me excited no more. Like I can't remember the last time.
I completely understand.
Yo, when I was a kid, I used to hear shit and be like, I gotta go write a song now.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't tell you the last time that shit happened to me.
I know exactly.
Like when
you
you heard shit and you wanted to go make a beat.
Yeah.
What?
You didn't like the Kendrick?
What? Damn. I like that album.
I liked it.
All right.
I liked it.
But it didn't make you.
No.
Jump in the studio.
There's songs.
Clearly it didn't.
I want to listen to it more too.
I like this Vince Staples, Big Fish Theory.
I feel that shit's gonna be dope. I gotta get to that.
Yeah, I gotta get that.
I just like him.
It's probably on
I just
title.
like him as an artist.
I saw his interview. See, this is how I am. I watch
like
interviews before music.
I like his personality
That's smart.
too.
You need to know who they are.
I like his personality too.
I did too. I like. He said a lot of real shit on Rosenberg and Ebro.
He's a good interview.
He's like, yo, let's be real. Like when I come up to these shits, you guys don't talk. You guys don't even talk about music. He's like, you guys do, but everyone else, like all the interview questions is they want to ask me about something someone said on Instagram or something like who this person is.
Right.
He's like, it ain't even about the music. He was saying a lot of real shit when he went up there.
Yeah, Vince is a real dude.
Yeah.
He's a real dude.
Yeah, you can definitely tell. His shit is raw. He's got a raw feel to his music too. Is that album sound like that too?
Yeah, it's got some like. There's a couple tracks on it that's a little different, but I like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not all of it, but there's some tracks. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but
Yo, how was everyone's fourth?
It was good.
it was good.
What would everyone do?
Yesterday, I lost my keys, so I guess that was a good thing, right?
You lost your key?
Keys.
Keys? Why is that
I
a
found them though. Nah, I'm just saying. I guess like I wasn't in the right state of mind to find them. So I realized that I did not have them.
I got you.
I literally did nothing, but the 3 or 4 days before that, I was going out every night.
Yeah.
So I was just like, let me fucking just chill.
Yo, I haven't felt like this since the holidays.
It was like a long ass holiday.
Yo,
right?
it felt like a long weekend, bro.
I haven't felt like this
Long-ass
since like Thanksgiving or like Christmas and New Year's, where like I just been consistently eating and drinking so much. Like I feel like I put on weight and I'm just like
Yeah. Well,
sluggish. But
Sluggish, ruggish.
What about you? What do you do?
I worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, the golf course was open.
Oh yeah, that's true.
yo, I
A
remember
lot
working
of
the
people
golf course,
golfing.
bro. I used to, yo, when I used to work golf courses for like fucking 5 summers,
Yeah.
when every time it was a fucking weekend or a holiday, you were working.
That's it. That's it. I don't
'Cause
have
that's when you're
summers.
making money.
Yeah, and I don't have summers either. I don't have
Yeah.
a summer. I can't really party in the summer too tough.
That's
But
true.
That was the last job I got fired from.
What, you was caddying?
The Griff.
Oh, the Griff?
I
Nah.
forgot you got fired.
I actually did caddy one time in my life, and that the guy.
Oh, you did get fired. You just didn't show up because it.
Nah, cause Willie Buds called.
Willie Buds.
Willie Buds
I love
called
it.
me and was like,
Yo,
"Yo,
shout to
yo."
Will, bro.
He's like, "Yo, you're toast." And
Yeah.
I was like,
Is that the boss?
Cause he was one of the kids that worked there, and I showed up. I just overslept, and it was an outing.
Oh,
And-
yeah, that'll do it.
But that dude Steve had his like.
But you overslept OD and then you called up and you were like, yo, should I come in? And then Will's like, I don't know, bro. I think you're toast.
Yeah, so I just didn't come in. So I didn't even officially get
I love it.
fired. I
You
just stopped showing up
Oh, okay.
because he was like, "Yo, you're toast," and I was like, "All right."
What's your favorite Jay-Z beat?
Oh, my God.
I like
Yo, this is one of my favorites, the one that you're playing right
Is
now.
it? It's all right.
I like 22.
This is one of my favorite records that they got. It's all. Yo, the video to this shit, too, when they just chilling on the beach and what?
Yeah.
Yo, Meth Bleak was so legendary.
I like
Nev Bleak was the shit.
I like
He had so many
22
records,
twos. That's like
That
bring
beat.
it back to reasonable doubt. Yeah.
That's probably, you're talking about the hardest artist to pick a beat for, I would say.
Because he has so many.
Yeah, his catalog is ridiculous.
And just instrumental-wise, like how many instrumentals was Jay on that when they dropped, every rapper on the mixtape circuit was like, oh, we hopping on this.
What- Like think about the producers he's worked with and how many hits he's had just basically like Pharrell.
He might,
Timbaland.
Jay might be the best beat picker of all time.
Yeah, I mean his beats.
He knows how to flow on him.
And he flows to the beat. He always.
Always.
he always he lets the beat breathe a lot.
The way he let the beat breathe on this album is ridiculous.
That shit, I learned a lot from Jay with that shit. Because, at a point in time, I was always just trying to kill everything.
Nas might have the hardest beat of all time, though.
With what?
New York State of Mind. Yeah. That might be the hardest beat of all time.
Premier,
I love that. Yeah, I love that beat.
Speaking of Jay.
Eminem needs to get back on drugs badly. Jay had buses driving around painted in album art. Shout out to Diego Gold for the check-in and for the update on that shit. I did not know, but I'm not surprised at all that Jay had the bus raps. I'm sure he did. Yeah, his promotion game is stupid.
Yeah, Eminem as he should.
But see, Eminem.
Nah, I don't.
That raises another question.
He shouldn't get back on.
Yeah, we don't want M on drugs again. But I know what he says. He wants
definitely not.
He wants that fun M. He wants that.
I understand. Yeah, I understand.
The flow is different too.
The joke and shit. Well, the real shit is like those funky voices he was doing.
But he's not gonna go back to that. Like that was his younger version of him. He's not gonna do that.
But his flow,
no, I'm talking about after the fact.
Oh,
after what's the? First?
I know what you're talking when he got weird with the drugs.
Yeah, well,
with like Purple Hills, D12 and shit.
Nah, I'm talking about
that record was actually dope.
Yeah,
no, it was.
I'm
Purple
talking
Hills
about
a little bit after that. A little bit
like
after
the one before Recovery. Relapse.
Yeah.
Like he had some voices on there.
Yeah. It didn't do it for me either. But I think when M first came out, when he was just fresh on just the party drugs and not like the weird pill drugs. Yeah. I think that's when he was just in full beast mode.
Yeah, totally.
Because you couldn't stop him then, because he was just having too much fun with it too, and it's so transparent. The delivery and the cadence of, I don't do white music. I don't make black music. I don't do white music. I make fight music for high school kids. I put lines in the wrist with a knife like this.
Yeah.
Shit, you probably think I'm in your tape deck now. I'm in the back seat of your truck with duct tape stretched out. Like.
Yeah, the imagery in his lyrics was ridiculous.
That shit, yeah.
It's ridiculous. You can see.
You want me to watch my
shit.
mouth? How? Take my fucking eyeballs out and turn them around. Like just this shit. Yo, the other thing about the J album, I saw this shit on Facebook, and I saw this shit on Twitter. Like, just the fact that any publication or any website would even say, "Oh, what is Jay like anti-Semitic references in?"
Oh, I saw that headline.
I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Well, what did he say about?
And then one of my boys posted something about it. He was like bigging up how Jewish people own, like what they said was anti-Semitic. You want to know how Jewish people own all the real estate in America?
Right.
This is how they did it.
Right. Credit.
Yeah, credit. And he's like bigging them up for credit and financial freedom.
They twisted
and being able to pass shit from generation and from hand to hand.
That's what media does nowadays. They distort the views of others to support their narrative. That's just that's what media is.
That's
nowadays.
A false narrative, though. That's not even.
But that's the point of that's what media does nowadays. That's just a fucking fact.
Yeah.
There is no it's so hard to pay attention to these media outlets. Like I see people who pay attention to who love Fox News and they're laughing at CNN for being caught with doing fake news. But it's like, dude, you don't think Fox News is doing that?
No, exactly. But
all
just the point is
are.
I know you even if you heard that. Like I'm not Jewish. I can't speak for being Jewish. It's the same way I can't speak for being anything else. But even if you heard that, I gotta say, how are you that offended by that?
No one's offended. No one's actually offended by that. No one's actually offended by that, though.
But that's what I thought. And then I saw
they're trying to say that he's making a generalization, saying that Jews.
Yeah, generalization.
Everything.
This girl hinted on it. She responded to my boy's thing. She said it's because it's been historically used in a way to energize the working class against the Jewish people as a whole instead of against economic ruling class, which might contain some Jews but not all Jews. It lets wealthy non-Jews, corporations, powerful leaders off the hook, and it directs the anger of poor and working class folk against the Jewish people as a whole, who are not uniformly economically savvy or frugal and are just as likely to charge each other interest as money as they are others. And she kept going and said Jews are,
That's a good point.
She made some very good points.
Listen, that is a great point. I think people do that.
Yeah, it's a stereotype. Especially oh, you're cheap. Oh, what are you, Jew? Or
yeah.
All right, let's be real.
There's stereotypes for everything, though.
Yeah. But
for
honestly,
every culture.
there's also points in that shit where it's
But there's also artistic
there's also
freak,
points
like-
where it's like some of the Hasidic Jew population don't only sell to other Hasidic Jews. They're looking for real estate. They don't charge other people interest. They do charge other people.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some of that stuff is factual too.
Yeah.
And it's just like obviously whenever you generalize any group of people, it's not right. Because then you're throwing in everyone, and there's always like my cousin is Jewish. My cousin is one of the coolest people, and he never lets me pay for anything.
Yeah.
Like every time I'm out with him, he don't let me pay for shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like anytime we generalize, we're wrong. But at the same time, it's like
It's in the
you made
context
a
of a song.
Harvard-ass response, and it's a good response. But at the same time, like that wasn't his intent of the message. Like
Yeah.
I just feel like, imagine if Eminem came out with shit now, like people would be appalled.
Maybe that's why he doesn't.
He would offend. Like if he came
Like, if
out
Marshall
now,
Mathers LP
yeah.
dropped
If he came
now.
out now,
Like yo,
like he would be.
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't happen.
He would be like scrutinized horribly.
that makes me feel like I'm feeling dated.
It's so weird though that we live in like.
Don't you feel that's the way sometimes? Like when we grew up calling each other like, "Oh, you're faggot." Like now, like you can't say
You
that.
can't
It's like
say
almost like
you
saying the
fucking
N-word or
faggot.
something like that.
You can't even say. You probably can't even say no homo after you say something. You know what I mean? Because that was big in high school. You
It
said
still is.
something
Motherfuckers
like,
still say this shit.
no homo. Like, you know what I mean?
Nah, that's not gonna die. That's just too classic.
I feel like shit like that.
Nah,
just
if you
gets in
said if
smaller
someone
and
said
smaller
that shit
circles.
like on the news or something, or like a news outlet picked it up, they'd be pissed off about it. But I mean, Eminem, I don't know, man.
I think that's why he's
I don't
not
thi-
coming back out because the climate is just too crazy for him. He can't.
Yeah.
He can't do it.
But the thing that's crazy to me is with, like
Or
the
maybe he
way
can, I don't know.
maybe it's because it's what I follow on social media is like we almost live in like a motivational. There's like a big motivational business I'm gonna call it because there's a
Definitely.
lot of people making money off quote unquote motivating people.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that is a big thing, and then you have like shitty outlets like you know I lost my train of thought because I got cut off before.
I love how you just didn't even try to regain it.
So I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I don't know, but I wish M
That
would.
was
I think
so
M
gone.
could. I think he is creative enough to still figure out a way to attack everyone's new sensitive outlook on life. And,
Yeah.
and I think it's needed.
Yo, you
I
did-
think it's needed.
Oh,
He
that-
needs the motivation. Think about me feeling unmotivated. I haven't done shit yet. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's got
yeah,
platinum albums and a legacy.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he needs that personal motivation, or else it's
course.
not right. You know?
You think Jay inspired him a little bit? Do you think it's like
I
energizing?
wonder what their relationship is like. Like obviously they're not close, but I wonder like if they talk.
Probably not.
Like all that, like everything.
I mean, they probably like got each other's number, or they can get in contact with each other
Right.
through camps.
M's probably such like just by himself.
By himself, you don't give. He just,
And he's just probably just chilling by himself. He probably don't even talk to Dre that much. I mean, I'm sure they're cool as fuck, but you know what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that friend. Like we don't have to talk for 2 years when we see each other. It's
Yeah.
like we saw each other yesterday,
Yeah.
but we don't have to talk every day or whatever.
Yeah. I almost wish like he was a little more involved and shit, but I see why he's not. Cause he got you. Once you get that big, it's just like
It's tough. I mean, he's like I was gonna say he's like at that Michael Jackson level. Like he's just at that insane level of popularity.
yeah,
Like
yeah. I think that fucks with you, man, being that popular, like Justin Bieber, Britney Spears level. You know what I mean?
yeah, and it fucks with your creative gears. Like
Yeah.
you never know. Like
But
if you're putting out the right thing.
But to what you said, it's like being out of the loop. It doesn't make you feel like as competitive. Where it's like if someone I know drops something, it's like, damn, I gotta drop something. Where Jay,
Yeah.
I'm sure even more so in the past, like if Nas dropped a hot project, Jay was like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and vice versa.
Yeah, I feel Jay was probably just personally inspired to write this one. I mean, through obviously his
Oh, for
shit
sure.
with his wife, with his kid. You know, all the shit that's probably happening business wise. You know, he was able to kind of create that spark himself through his own life. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man.
Yo, he gave us so much, man. Jay's catalog is so fucking deep, bro.
How many albums?
Just you
is it
playing
now?
these beats right now and stuff. I'm like, yo.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, these are beats off the album.
No.
Nah, these
no.
are Jay-Z instrumentals.
It's like, what?
One of my. Yeah, I was listening today. This is
Word?
for real.
Yo, this album was fucking awesome too. This was one of my favorite albums from Jay, American Gangster.
Yeah.
This is a remake. This ain't the real one.
Yeah. They don't even have real instrumentals anymore. Remember, there was a time when there used to be real, authentic instrumentals that come out. Those don't even get released no more.
Used to be instrumental albums.
Yeah. Or just every time a single was dropped, the instrumental would drop too.
Yeah.
The Chronic 2001 is an instrumental album.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's how stupid those beats were. You didn't even
Yeah.
need to say nothing on it. That shit probably sold. What else do you think about it, Jips? Like, what else is some more?
You know, I thought it was deep. I thought it was really special that he talked about his mom being a lesbian on Smile.
Oh, that was dope too.
That was
Wait, his mother's a lesbian?
his
Yeah.
mother is a lesbian.
Like she just turned lesbian?
Nah,
Nah,
she's
she-
always. He talked about how she had to hide it when he was a kid, and how it made her like she had to like use drugs, use medication to kind of like basically like calm herself because she was like having nervous breakdowns and all types of shit because she wasn't able to be herself.
And she spoke on that record.
Yeah, at the end of it, she does like a little poetry shit.
Wow.
Yo, it was
Goosebumps.
fire. Goosebumps.
Fire.
I got goosebumps when I heard that shit.
Yeah, like you borderline. You're like,
But
damn.
That's what makes an artist like withstand the test of time.
And you know
It's
what's
'cause
crazy?
know-
Like
you know
Jay-Z
about
doesn't
these
come off
people.
as an artist, but he really is an artist.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Oh,
He
definitely comes
almost
off
tried
as
to
an
play into
artist.
the hustler too much and not give himself artistry credit.
That's what I'm saying. Like he plays up the businessman, tough guy shit. Like you forget, like he really is a creative, artistic
Hell
genius.
yeah. Like him just saying that rap's just a hustle and wanting to retire since his third album. Like, you know, like, come on, Jay. Like, nah. Like, you're really an artist.
Right.
Like, it's
You're,
cool.
you're actually a lot more Andre 3000 than you give off to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's crazy, but yeah, that was deep, man. I mean, for him to be, because Jay is so closed off about his personal business, for him to take that extra step. I mean, it'd have been enough for him to talk about his transgressions with Beyonce or whatever.
Right.
But for him to bring out his mom and have her on the album and just and it essentially not only is he speaking up for her, but he's speaking up for LGBT community and stuff like that, and that's not something that is in the forefront in hip hop, and to have the greatest living rapper alive come out and be supportive of that in this
And he did
context of this time.
He did it in
It's
such
important.
a real manner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it wasn't like one of these new kids. Like, what's his name? Lil Yachty had the gay people on his cover. Like, that, like
Okay.
at the same time, like, that's just a spark, like, controversy. Like, what?
Right.
They make you look at it twice.
Yeah.
Right. But no, this had real depth to it.
Nah, for sure.
Something that he dealt with all his life. I mean, that's the thing. Like, he'll tell you these stories, and you realize these are things that he's been dealing with for the past, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. It's not just, a hot bar that he thought of that maybe someone else lived it or something. Nah, he fucking,
What happened with Kanye? You said something before the show. Kanye, like,
Oh, Kanye, he had a bar. I don't know, maybe you know specifics more than I do, but he had a bar, something about 20 million, and he 5 minutes on stage and something like that.
Yeah, some shit about, I think, like, they paid him, Tidal paid him $20 million to be exclusive, but then he only, like, went up on stage at some concert. I don't know which
I
concert he's
saw
talking
the
about.
memes. I'm gonna find.
But
it.
he was like, he was only up there for 5 minutes. It's like, oh, but the best line was when he was like, yo, when you calling everyone else
I was just
crazy,
gonna say that.
that means you're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you know how Kanye always be like, yo, everyone's crazy, they're after me, they're crazy,
Yeah.
they're crazy. Yo, if you think everyone else is crazy, no, you're the one that's crazy. And I
And
thought
he
that
said
was
that fuck everybody attitude ain't natural. Like, he just
Right.
saying, like, he got high off the world and shit. He hit it on the head.
he did.
He said something about he made reference to Kanye's line. I hit the gym, all chest, no legs.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm trying to find that.
I don't know.
Oh shit, that makes sense now.
The
Nice.
30
That was one of the hardest bars on the album. He's like, you skip leg day so you could run your mouth.
Oh.
And that was hard, just not even relating that to that.
Yeah.
Wow, Hope's a genius.
He's a genius. Yo, fucking levels, bro.
Levels.
Fucking levels to this guy, man.
Did Jay-Z pay you guys? Because, I mean, you guys said that he was paying.
Nah, but who
before.
does this shit? Like,
I wish he did. I wish I could.
who
say
goes
he
in
did.
depth like that anymore? Like who?
And then he said some other line, and I'm gonna fuck it up, but just basically just reminding motherfuckers like I did this shit without a pen. Like I did all.
That was
this
cool
shit.
to me.
That's
but
extra stunting.
I don't use a pen either, so I
Oh, all right.
that bragging shit got played out to me a little while ago. Ho, you ain't the only one. Yeah, I started memorizing bars in my head for verses. Say a couple of years ago.
It's been longer than
It's
that.
been a while ago.
Yeah.
Like 5-6 years almost.
Oh, okay.
That you haven't been using a pen?
Yeah,
It's longer than that.
longer than that. Yeah,
Okay.
but I still jot though for
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
in like
yeah,
my
yeah,
phone
yeah.
if I have. an
But
idea
that's
when
I mean, but like,
but not like, but listening to it and just having it in
Let's
my head
Get
and going
It.
in the booth.
You didn't write anything on Let's Get It.
Yeah, see, I need Frank here for factual.
That's like,
Fact check.
because I
All right,
just,
you guys got a call.
We got a call.
Let's Get It.
What's good?
What up?
I'm smooth this evening.
Smooth Daddy
What's
Kane.
good?
What up, kid?
All right. I don't know if you talked about it, so apologies if you did, but
All good.
I was curious from the panel
Yep.
if they could go through, and maybe you don't have to do all 10 or 11, but like your top 5 of Jay albums. Like for me, this
Go
is
ahead.
my opinion, I got to give it to Blueprint. Then I would say Reasonable Doubt. Then I probably actually would say In My Lifetime Volume 1,
Really?
Black Album, then the Black Album, then American Gangster. That's my 5.
That's a strong
But-
5. The thing with this is you're not wrong.
Yeah, it's
The
all
only-
subjective.
My only surprise is that you went Volume 1 in your top 5. I like Volume 1. I think especially the first 2 records like sets it up for a classic, but then it kind of dies down for me. If I gotta go, this is in no particular order. I'm going.
Yeah, I can't do no.
Oh, by the
particular-
way, just to cut you off.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say, I think Frank said it, is that there's no order that's wrong, which is true. However, if you have the Blueprint 2.1 in any of your top 10, you gotta get killed. 'Cause that album was garbage. That was his
Hold on.
only terrible album out
Right,
of all of them.
and
that was trash.
it's funny because I don't know if we were live or not, but when we were talking about the only artists that did double disc right were Biggie and Pac, and those were their last albums. But I would say if Jay trimmed the fat on that one and put all those records and cut the fat on that one and just put out one album, like you just it'd be tougher to compare than people
You
think.
think? I mean, what was on that album?
I'll pull it up for you right now.
okay.
I'll pull it up for you. There wasn't anything like that crazy, but
On what
enjoy-
album?
Bonnie and Clyde, right?
Oh,
Bonnie and Clyde?
What album?
This is
Hobie Baby was on that
the
album?
Blueprint 2. Blueprint 2.
That album was horrible.
It was, but
That album
Thank
was
you.
horrible.
not.
I wanted to like it so much, but it was such a reach.
Because the Blueprint was his best album, in my opinion, so I'm like hyped. I'm like, Blueprint 2, woo! It was kind of like every song that didn't make the album that he had lying around, he's like, I'm going to make some money. And he just threw on the album really quickly, and he sold, 5 million copies.
Nah, he did. He had, but there was some tough joints in there. Like there was joints, but like back to what we were saying, he had just a lot of dope instrumentals with some cool bars on them. It definitely had more of a compilation feel to it. Like he had, "I Show You How to Do This, Son." That shit was hard off of
Yeah.
that. He had Hovey Baby was still hot to me. He had, damn, I would have to go back and listen to a lot of these records. Man, Excuse Me, Miss. That was a cool single. Yeah.
Pharrell.
Caller, did you have Volume 2 Hard Knock Life in your top 5 or no? I didn't hear him.
Yeah, no, so I had mine, right, was
Jigga
Blueprint.
what?
Regular Blueprint was number 1.
Yeah.
Then I have Reasonable Doubt.
Okay.
Okay. Then I actually have In My Life Volume 1, Black Album, and then I actually have as the Dark Horse number 5, American Gangster.
I think the more that we give our top 5, you're going to see American Gangster might not be as much of a dark horse, even though it probably is
I was
for the
gonna say,
general public.
It might be
Because
on my
people
top
like
5.
rip me for that one. They're like, you put American Gangster at 5. You don't put Kingdom Come. You don't put
Kingdom
Volume
Come's
2,
trash.
Volume
Nah,
3,
Kingdom Come
Dynasty.
is
I'm like,
not
no,
up
I
there.
don't.
No.
I don't.
Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come is
That
not
was
up
his
there.
worst album, maybe.
I would say, all right, for me, it's Reasonable Doubt. You know what's such an underrated one is the fucking Dynasty.
The Rockler family.
I think the
Yeah,
Dynasty is so fucking
it
underrated.
is. There's a lot of
Yeah.
That was
fire
his
on
best
it.
instrumental album. I will say
Yeah.
that. Maybe because I like Just Blaze a lot, but those beats were sick.
Oh my god, so underrated. The beats on that album were fucking retarded. Stick to the script. Oh my god. And it was just like the unleashing of Beanie Siegel and just the whole Rockefeller family. Like that was that era when they were going out to Hot 97 and shutting it down with freestyles.
Like they had
and
changed
that
the
album
game
had
on
that
that. I just
feel.
want to love you. Streets is talking. 1-800 Hustler.
1-800 Hustle, yo. And
Rock.
that shit also
Like-
had Kanye's first beat that he did for Jay with Beanie Siegel and Scarface. That record was classic.
Yeah, I'm about to go listen to that tonight.
That record was fucking classic. That might be my number
Oh,
5
This Can't Be
album.
Life. This Can't Be
This
Life.
Can't Be
Yeah, that
Life.
was
That's what I'm
perfect
talking
one,
I'm
about.
yeah.
looking at the track listing. Volume 2, Hard Knock Life.
Volume 2, I was just gonna say that.
Reservoir Dogs. Money
Right.
Cash
Dun, dun,
Shows.
dun, dun.
All right, let me try. I'm gonna try to do 5.
Hard
Reasonable
Knock
Doubt. I'm gonna go Blueprint, Black Album. Actually, I don't know. Shit, this shit is tough. I don't know. I want to say Reasonable Doubt.
Best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds.
Black Album's definitely on my top 5, Hov.
Hell yeah.
I love that album.
Blueprint. Yeah, I guess Black Album does. Yeah, it was so fucking huge. See, my number 5 album would either be Volume 4. I want to put this recent album in the top 5. I want to make it number 5.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't know why. Just because it meant
Wow.
so much.
What about you, Frank? What's your 5?
Well, Reasonable Doubt. I think Volume 2, Hard Knock Life. The Blueprint. The Black Album and American Gang. I like American Gangster, man.
Yeah. Yo, Volume 2 is so fucking dope too.
Volume 2.
Volume 2 had so. Volume 2 was when Jay-Z was like, "Oh my God, it's Jay-Z."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I think.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it's got to be Reasonable, Blueprint, definitely Dynasty. I'm definitely throwing the new album in the mix because it's just
Wow.
Oh,
All right,
you
guys.
have to.
I gotta,
Yeah, I have to.
I gotta listen to this. Yo, Jay, send me that free title subscription, dog.
It's $9.99. He's just trying to give me. What was his line?
I already got Apple, man.
I
should be able to get it on Apple.
What do you
then.
say? I dropped $1 million worth of game for $9.99.
Yeah, like man. He's
Oh,
putting
by
so
the
much-
way, do you put the Jay and Kanye album anywhere on your list?
Watch the
No.
Throne.
Watch
No.
you know what's crazy? I was really looking at that and thinking about that, but because Kanye's on, it's a little
I
tough. It's
considered
not.
it too.
But it's such a
Can
dope
you not?
album.
Because it's not just his, right?
Yeah, it's
Nah,
not
you
just-
could.
you can't
If it
put
was
on-
dope enough, I would let you do it. I just don't think it warrants top 5 for him.
He's got a lot of fire on that album, though. I actually went to Paris. I actually saw them perform it in Paris.
No.
Yeah, it was
Ooh.
In Paris?
in Paris.
Holy shit, that's
So-
dope.
How many times did they bring back that record?
They set the record. It was like 20 times.
You were there for that?
I was there for that. I swear to God. I
Oh,
just looked at the
stop.
ticket. I'll send you a picture of the ticket. It's in my room.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yo, Kanye would be like, no, Jay would be like, again, and they would just like, dun, 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 dun. Yo, every time it was like a soccer event because it's in Europe. Yo, motherfuckers were going crazy, and then at one point, Jay was creating these small mosh pits. So like in between the song or whatever, like they'd finish one round of the song or whatever. And he'd be like, all right, everyone. Like back up, and then he would just point to different areas in the stadium or on the concert floor, and people would create these mini mosh pits. And then when he'd be like, he would have everyone run into each other and create a massive mosh pit. I was like, yo, Jay, you're about to get someone killed in this motherfucker.
That's so deep.
Yo, it was crazy. It
Yo,
was
for
a dope
such
shot.
a repetitive beat sonically, that shit never got played.
It
out.
never, dude. It could come on right now. I still get hype. I still get hype, and it wasn't whack. I lost my voice. Everyone lost their voice in the stadium.
Oh
that
yeah,
day. But even on the 35th millionth time, they were like, again, you still just got just as hype.
Why not?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Damn.
All right, last question.
Yep.
Jay-Z features. You got to choose one of your favorites out of these three. Renegade,
Hold
right?
on.
'Cause that wasn't his song. That was Eminem's song. Well, actually, that was his song, and Eminem
Hold
wrote it
on.
on it. So I
Hold
guess
on.
That was Jay's song.
Yeah, I was about to say. So, are you asking shit that Jay is featured on, or shit that other people are featured on of Jay?
Oh, damn. Good question.
Because that's Jay's song.
I was gonna.
Even though M
I was
owned
gonna
it.
say. I was gonna say, "Welcome to New York City," right?
Wow. Yeah, with
'Cause
Cameron.
he had a huge verse on that with Dipset. Then I was gonna say, "Black Republican" with Nas.
That was big. That was big.
That was Nas's song, right?
Yeah, that was Nas's record. Even the Success record that they did together, like an album later or something, was
American
still fucking
Gangster.
tough.
The joint they got
Yep.
on American Gangster.
that was it, yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, so that wasn't
And
Nas.
then
I love that
or
record.
never let me down on Kanye's was that Graduation, I think. No, it's College Dropout.
These are dope
Your favorite
ones, but
song.
I feel like you would
And,
have
I'm
to.
hanging.
I feel like if you really looked into it, you would find that there's so many dope
There's
ones.
so many. I want to get like a
Like, because you have to think
comprehensive
about
list.
about going back to each one of Met Bleach albums, Beanie Siegel albums. Like Beanie Siegel albums, Raw and Uncut. What is that? Raw and Uncut shit, bro. They both killed that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, just like there's so
Raw and
many.
Uncut for bitches and hoes. I forget how that shit goes, but that shit was crazy. Like you would literally have to go through every album. Like I feel like that's tough. But off of those three, I don't even know. Even though I liked all those three features that you said, none of those was like.
If we
for
talking about
me,
songs that he featured on,
yeah, that he was
Even
featuring.
honestly, all right.
I'd go
One of
Black
my
Republicans.
favorite verses is a joint on Everyday I'm Hustling remix.
Right.
I like I Put On. I like Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe remix he did.
Yeah.
Bro,
Sitting next to Hillary smelling like dank.
oh, he killed that
Presidential
shit.
pardon. Name one. Harden. I'll wait.
He killed that shit. What even Diamonds Are Forever remix? He
Oh,
killed that.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Think about
hell yeah.
how crazy that verse was.
I
when it
listened to
dropped.
that the other day too, actually. Which is man weird.
Like that's what I'm saying. You really got to go through it, and yo, he killed that Kendrick shit.
Yeah, the
I
Bitch Don't
forgot
Kill My
about that.
Vibe.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? There's so many.
Oh, the joint he
Thanks
had.
for that call, Mike. That was a good one.
With Jay Electronica, We Made It. That whole just them two on it was crazy.
They both bodied that
yeah.
shit. That's what I'm saying. That's a whole nother thing. Like, are we talking about remixes?
On my own
too?
masters.
Yeah.
Yo.
That shit was crazy. Damn, man.
Shout out to Hove. It's
Yeah.
Hove week.
It is whole week.
Is this so? This album is in your top 5 of Jay-Z albums. Both of
For
you.
me. I can't
Both
speak
of
for
you.
anyone
You're
else.
not gonna,
5 days, 6 days after it's out.
bro. I listened to it like 10 times.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It's
But it's not gonna do that for you. Like,
it's not.
you're not gonna.
It's not gonna inspire you.
Like,
it's just not.
people that are listening to this,
I'm
it's not
fucking
gonna.
confused now.
It's
You
not
guys
gonna
are
do
just-
that for you.
You guys are just fucking confusing
It
me
makes
now.
sense for him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why.
It's in my top 5 Jay-Z, but I don't know if it's for you. Right? I don't know. If it's
No. Because if you just listen to it without hearing the rest of his catalog, you would be like, this sounds pretty dope. But you wouldn't be like,
Dog, I know his catalog.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You can't. That's why it's gonna make sense.
Yo, I swear, Jay-Z.
Yo, just make
I
sure you
swear
listen.
Jay-Z
Make sure you
is
listen to
paying
it
you
before
guys.
the next show, so we can really talk about it.
All right. Well,
And-
we doing one Sunday, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
we are
yeah,
doing one on
yeah.
Sunday.
That's gonna be a fucking dope episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Is
in
Tim
Gone
coming on for
World.
that?
I don't know. I know we're gonna have a couple dope people in this room, and we have an author coming on. This is gonna be like the first real official guest that we have on the Gawncast. We have an author of a book about Booker T. Washington, and he's got a couple conspiracy theories around Booker T. Washington, as well as other things. So you know we're always down for conspiracies. Make sure
Always.
we have a special episode this Sunday at 8 o'clock. on the Gawncast.
We know you ain't doing shit. Game of Thrones ain't out yet.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
So,
Did you want to play this title parody video?
Oh yeah, we can ride out with that. I don't know if you guys saw this. I just thought it was funny when it came out.
Motherfucking premiere.
Oh my god,
All right.
DG Premier.
Here we go.
How long are we willing to let this go on? How long can we ignore their suffering? Year after year, Spotify and other streaming services are draining money from these artists. Well, no more. It's time to make a stand. Jay-Z is worth only $560 million. When he tried to join the Billionaires Club, they laughed at him. Laughed. He can now only afford one shower of money a day. Kanye West is worth a mere $130 million, and he's married to a Kardashian. A Kardashian. He has to spend more on her anal bleaching in a week than you or I will earn in a lifetime. Jack White is worth only $30 million. He cannot always even afford his own private jet. He has to share one. Can you imagine what it's like to blast a pound of coke up your nose whilst a hooker tries pointlessly to arouse you, and to have someone else there too? Nicki Minaj is worth just $50 million, and she doesn't get herself looking like a creepy Japanese sex doll for free. Oh no. And Madonna may be worth $800 million, but have you seen the price of retirement communities and 24-hour care? Their suffering needs to stop. Now. For only $19.99 a month, you can empower these downtrodden few. You can give them back what they deserve. You are part of the revolution. You now hear the title.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not support these artists. Please support me. My name is Kenny Shane, and you can go and get my stuff on Spotify, on Tidal, wherever they give you music. I am there for you, and you will be there for me. So, shout out to everyone that does support my music. I really, truly support. I support you supporting that shit, but I appreciate that shit nonetheless. And we'll be back Sunday, so you don't even have to wait a full week. Thank you very much to Gypsy, and thank you very much to Frank White for holding it down. And shout out to America, baby.
we gone.
We go.
We go.